So the very first thing I'm going to do is establish the new outline. As you can see, we're taking a few inches off the bottom to lighten it up. I've got a center section down the middle of the back, and from there I've divided the two sections from the right side and the left side with A-line sections. You can see where my clips are clipping the hair away. Everything down below that is going to be the very first section that I cut as far as the outline, which is now going to be the guide for the rest of the outline for the rest of the haircut. So once I've established this very first guide, then all of the other sections I'm going to comb down to this section, cut them at this exact same length, so then we have the same length all the way around. And once we've completed that, we will then go through and layer the haircut. Alright, so as you can see, I'm now taking another A-line section on the left side, combing that hair down, clipping the rest of the hair away. Right there, I clipped it away. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to take the hair, comb it down, and cut it the same length of the section that I just cut underneath it. So by using that section underneath as the guide, I'll know exactly how short to cut this section. So I'm going to continue to take A-line sections, working my way up the head until all of the outline has been completed. Once the outline is completed, at that point, we will then go through and layer it. So now that we've completed cutting the outline on the left side, it is now time to cut the outline on the right side. As you can see, I'm taking another A-line section over here on the right side, taking the hair, clipping it away, taking that section, combing it straight down, and I'm simply going to use the section underneath as my guide to know how short to cut this section. Alright, so now it is time to do the front layers to add volume around the face. So these are also known as the frame of the face layers. As you can see, I'm holding the hair in my hands and I'm simply just taking my scissors and almost like a pencil sketching in the new outline. Right there, I'm just kind of going through and working my way up so I have a nice clean outline, a nice clean frame the face outline at the front of the haircut. Now what this does is by layering the front, you're going to add a lot more lightness to the front, where you're going to have a lot more volume around the face, and oftentimes that's usually where most people like the volume, is right around the face. They don't want it flat hanging in their face, they want it full around their face. So by doing the frame of the face layers, you will add more lightness to be able to create more volume around the face. Alright, so now that we've completed the frame the face layers on the right side, you can see I'm doing the exact same thing on the left side. Alright, it is now time to do the interior layers throughout the rest of the haircut. You can see I've got a center section in the middle of the back, and I'm combing that section straight back. Now this next comb through, I'm starting to angle up. What I'm doing is I'm rounding that corner, making more of a rounder layer versus a square layer. As you can imagine, if you have a corner, it's going to be a little bit heavier versus if you cut that corner off. Anytime you cut something off, it's going to be lighter because you've got less hair. So by rounding the layers, it's going to make my model's hair a lot lighter. Now my model has a lot of hair, it's very thick, so that's why I chose to go more of a rounder layer versus a square layer. If a model doesn't have a lot of hair and it's more on the thinner side, you may want to be careful taking somebody's hair using round layers because you're going to remove too much weight and it may make the outline look fine and wimpy. So you've got to use your judgment on when to decide to round the layers a bit more versus making them square. Alright, so now that we've completed the layers on the left side, it's time to do the layers on the right side. As you can see, I'm taking a section just to the right of the middle, and I'm over-directing it to that previous section so that I know exactly how short to cut the current section. You're always going to use the previous section as your guide to know how short to cut the current section. That way, all of the hairs are cut the same length, whether it's the outline or the layers or graduation or graduated layers. You're always going to use the previous section as a guide so you know how short to cut the current section. Alright, so you can see I already blew dry the hair. We've come to the end of this haircut. You can see how much volume is there on the front. By doing those frame-to-face layers, a lot less hair is there at the front. You can also see by doing interior layers throughout her hair, you can see she's got a lot of hair. It just makes that hair a lot lighter. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget to put them down in the comment section below. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And as always, I want to thank you guys so very much again for watching.